Welcome back to part 10 of my 1 to 60 Alliance leveling guide. When we left off, we were flying to Ironforge at level 36, and us warriors having a pretty new axe. When you land in Ironforge, firstly, for non-warriors, make sure you train your level 36 abilities and be conservative here with your money. We are coming up on level 40 where we need 90 gold for our mounts, so only train what you absolutely need. Then head into the Hall of Explorers. In the Hall of Explorers, talk to Roatan on the Outer Ring to get the quest Reclaimer's Business in Desolace. Turn in the letter to Stormpike and accept from Stormpike further mysteries. Then nextly head south to the Commons. In the unmarked building, turn in a King's Tribute and accept the follow-up quest of the same name.
What's on your mind?
Then run towards the throne room in Ironforge, the High Seat. Inside, turn in a King's Tribute to Magni to finish up that quest chain.
What brings you to Iron?
And that should be it for our business in Ironforge, so hop on the flight to Menethil Harbor in Wetlands.
What can I do for you?
When you land in Menethil, head into the tavern and set it as your Hearthstone location.
Great to meet you. What's on your mind?
Then grab the northern boat to Aberdeen Darkshore. When the boat arrives in Darkshore, you can hop off the boat before it makes it to port as a shortcut to the flight path. Take a flight to Astronar Ashenvale. When you land, head east out of Astronar along the road. Just as the road curves east, there will be a large mountain. Follow the road until the mountain goes away and opens up into a path south. There's no road here, just going into the wilderness. Eventually, this trail between two mountains will split around a large tree going left and right. We want to go left around the tree until you find this makeshift trail continuing south. Follow the trail and eventually it will lead you up a path into the mountains called the Talon Deep Path. When it turns into a tunnel, traverse through the tunnel until you reach the Stone Talon Mountains. Go southwest through the Windshear Crag until you find your way onto the main road. You're in Horde lands again, but you have Berserker Stance, a Whirlwind Axe, and if Horde have been bullying you thus far, feel free to get some payback. Stone Talon is a level 20-ish zone, so you should be able to just demoralize some cows and greenskins if you're feeling vengeful. But our goal is to just travel through here, so don't dilly-dally all day long. Once you make it to the main road, we're gonna go north.
It's too far away. I'm out of range. I need to get closer. That ability isn't ready yet.
Just north of Stone Rock Retreat, there's a sneaky little path west up the mountains that we can use to cut some time off of our walk. So walk over the mountaintops north of Sunrock Retreat, then drop back down on the other side into the Charred Vale, and then go south through the vale until you reach Desolace.
I'm out of range. I can't do that yet.
Nothing like spending 30 minutes on doing nothing but walking. Good old classic WoW. P.S. If you have aspect of the cheetah or cheetah form, you suck. In Desolace, hug the eastern mountains around the south side. Don't be shy about grind clearing here to level up your weapon skill and get some experience flowing in.
I can't do it yet. It's too far away. I need to get closer.
Eventually, the mountains should open up with a trail north towards Nigel's Point. Head into Nigel's Point where we will collect some quests. Talk to Valerial for the quest Valerial's Search, then take the quest Strange Alliance and Centaur Bounty from the two humans in the middle, but do not take the quest Brutal Politics. Then turn in Reclaimer's Business in Desolace and accept the two follow-up quests, Reagents for Reclaimers Inc. and the Carnital Shipwreck. Then head up the west path to get the flight path. Then go north into the tavern. The innkeeper sells a cooking recipe for mystery meat you may as well grab. Then head to the top of the tavern and take the quest down the Scarlet Path. And then we are ready to test out the new axe. So head south out of Nigel's Point. And then go east towards the Satyr around Sargeron. We need 10 claws and horns for Reagents for Reclaimers Inc. And the Satyr all drop them. They are green and they're fairly squishy. Just utterly slaughter them. Sweeping strikes and cleave and just mow them down. Just be a little bit careful. There are some stealth Satyr walking around that can get the jump on you. Play smart and minimize your downtime and don't stand in rain of fires, etc. The camps of Satyr usually have a few stealth ones around, so be cautious if you choose to charge into them. I recommend instead to just clear and group up the poles away from the tents. Once you get all 10 claws and horns you need, fight your way west through the wildlife. As a side note, from killing these satyrs, I was able to get enough silk to learn Mage Weave bandages. If you can't do this, you aren't behind per se, but we do have a quest much later from now that does require 15 silk. So whenever you are done making silk bandages and start making Mage Weave, hold on to your excess silk and send it to your mailing alt so you'll have this 15 silk available for the quest when we need it. But I will bring this up again as the quest nears. Our next target is to the west. It's a ruined caravan. West of the main road you will find a few destroyed wagons and some bones, and among them there is a crate we can interact with. Clear around it and then interact with the crate to turn in Valerial's Search and take the follow-up. Then make your way back to Nigel's Point. As we are traveling through Desolace, this zone is huge and the points of interest are very far apart. To offset experience lost from traveling, make sure you grind your way through the wildlife. The added bonus is of course trash drops for money for our mount. And warriors with your axe, you should have a pretty big power spike right now that lets you kill stuff very fast, so make the most of it. Back in Nigel's Point, turn in Valerial's Search for the follow-up. Then turn in Reagents for Reclaimers Inc. for that follow-up. Be sure to clear up your bags as much as possible, then head on south out of Nigel's Point. We're going to start working on Reagents for Reclaimers Inc. And this quest wants us to get venom from the scorpions and Kodo hides from the aged Kodos only. The venom drop rate can be a bit low, but the follow-up quest from this gives massive experience, so it's not worth skipping. We're going to loop west around Desolace here, so we'll have 2 chances to get the venom and the Kodo hides. But don't put it off, immediately start killing as many scorpions as you can south of Nigel's Point as you start to clear your way west towards the coast. It is possible to follow the road to our destination, but we're better off going through the wildlife to kill as many scorpions as possible until you get the 7 venom that you need. As you make your way west, begin peeking north of the road to find aged Kodos. They patrol around in big groups and they can be tricky to find, and if I recall correctly, they usually aggro together. I think this is a bug on the private servers that they just stand around and don't fight together, so I can't really remember their normal behavior, but regardless, you do need to kill as many aged Kodos as you can north of the road at the first fork. And as you continue on the road west and it begins to fork south, you should find more aged Kodos south of the road in this area. The drop rate on the hide isn't 100%, but don't worry if you don't get them all this time around, as we will be cycling back here in a bit. Because of the limited aged Kodo spawns though, try to kill all of them before you continue westward. Eventually, the road will lead west up to this big ol' tower called Ethel Rethor. On the north side of the tower, talk to Aldemort and take the quest Scepter of Light. Then slide your way down to the ground level and head towards the water. On the coast, a little bit to the south, you should find a ruined small boat.
It's too far away. Not ready yet.
Next to the boat, you should find a small chest. Interact with it to turn in Carnital Shipwreck and take the follow-up. Then you should find a book on the barrel and take from it the quest Claim Rackmore's Treasure. We'll now swim into the water and start killing the lobsters. Our goal is to get Rackmore's silver key from the lobsters, and the gold key drops off the Naga to the north. The drop rate is a little iffy. It can take 1 kill, it can take 20 kills, so swim around in the water until you get it off the lobsters first. As you're killing them, there are 2 types of lobsters. The pincers are pretty easy, but the crawlers like to spam frost shock, so try to avoid the crawlers if you can, and don't forget to not drown while you're killing them. Once you get the silver key, go north up the coast towards the Naga and start killing them. The Slither Blade Naga should be green and fairly easy. You can double pull kill them, and our goal here is to just get the golden key. Once you've got both keys, head east back up into Desolace. Fight your way eastwards back towards the Kodos and Scorpions. Kill them again if you haven't completed Reagents for Reclaimers yet, but don't go too far east. Our target is the Thunder Axe Fortress built into the northern mountains, with only a single entrance. When you get to Thunder Axe Fortress, be mindful of the poles here. We can handle poles of 1 or 2 of these burning blade guys, but they do flee and we can very easily get swarmed because the fortress is fairly tightly packed. Our first target is going to be up the tower on the left immediately as you get through the front gates. There is a mob at the top of the tower, a burning blade seer, which we need to kill for the quest A Scepter of Light. Whenever you pull these augurs around here though, try not to let them get a spell off as they put annoying curses on you. Clear up the tower one by one, don't bother hamstring kiting or you'll probably just fall off the tower. Build up rage for the double pull at the top. Then kill the augur and seer inside the tower and use line of sight to stop them from casting if you can. Loot the seer to complete the Scepter of Light. If the seer isn't up, don't stress it as we'll be here for a bit. You can check again for the respawn in a little bit.
Not enough rage.
Next, we want to clear inside the northmost building. The building interior is very narrow with lots of mobs that patrol, so take your time clearing cautiously. Try to keep rage up to prepare for large pulls if you get a little too gung-ho. We don't have any immediate need for big cooldowns, so if you do oopsie doopsie too hard, don't be shy about using retaliate. Inside, you should clear down the right path rather than left until you reach the door into the center room.
Not ready.
Use line of sight to pull the Burning Blade casters out of the room to get them in small numbers until you can safely approach the Night Elf inside the room.
I can't do that. Not enough rage.
Turn in Valerial's search and accept the follow-up quest, search for Tyrannus, then clear your way back outside the building. This time around we need to kill a named mob in the westernmost building. You can check for the seer again if needed on the tower, and definitely group up if other people are doing these quests just to make them go more smoothly so you don't have to compete for objectives. The westmost building is a lot less narrow and hectic. The mob we need is on the opposite side of the wall we see upon entering. It is possible to skip a lot of the mobs here if you just peek around the wall and get the Shadow Mage, kill him, and then peek around the wall again and pull Tyrannus. Use line of sight to stop his casts, as he hits pretty damn hard but nothing special. Once he's dead, loot his pendant and then clear back outside. Once more, with feeling this time, clear into the northmost large building back to the Night Elf NPC. When we turn in this quest, she will start an escort and she always takes the right path out of the fortress, so always clear to her using the right path as you are entering. Once you get back to the Night Elf, clear around the big main room before you turn in the quest to search for Tyrannus,
That ability isn't ready.
and then accept the follow-up escort quest, return to Valerial. Let the Night Elf lead the way here, but watch her health. These mobs are green to you and die easy for us, but if we get too many, she'll still be in trouble. So cautiously clear your way with her out of the fortress.
I can't do that.
The escort isn't very long, nor is it hard for us at level 36, so once she's outside the fortress, she'll go west a bit towards the towers, and then the quest will complete. Now all that's left for us before we go back to Nigel's point is to make sure you finish Reagents for Reclaimers Inc. If you still need aged Kodos and Scorpion Venom, go hunt them down. We need the follow-up quest for the next cycle, so keep killing those mobs until it's done, then fight your way back to Nigel's point.
That ability isn't ready.
In Nigel's Point, turn in Return to Valerial. Then turn in the Carnitol Shipwreck for the follow-up. And turn in Reagents for Reclaimer's Ink for the follow-up. And this next leveling circuit is really long, and there is no reliable vendors, so you basically won't see a vendor for about 2 more hours. So clear the shit out of your bags. Anything that doesn't need to be in them, mail them to your alt and vendor the trash. We want to make as much money as possible, so more bag space means more trash drops. Once you're ready, let's get this party started though. So look, first we're gonna head south out of Nigel's Point and continue directly south and west a bit. We are looking for a goblin hut, and outside the hut is Bibbily with the quest The Bone Collector. Take it and start heading west. We do need to talk a bit about the escort and vendors in Desolace now. So in Desolace there is a goblin caravan that moves throughout the zone. They stop north near this goblin hut, and then southeast of Shadowprey village. When they arrive at a location, one of these two, they will sit there for a bit and have a vendor that will become available for a while. It's a little robot. It's usually there for about 15 to 30 minutes, I think. So you can use the vendor to sell stuff if it's there. After which, they will start yelling all throughout Desolace asking to be escorted. If you are relatively nearby when they start yelling, it is always worth running to them and doing their escort. There are 2 separate escort quests, depending on where they are when you take the quest. In my leveling run, I was only able to timely get the southern escort, but if you can't get the northern one, go for it. The escorts are fairly easy, it's basically free experience, so just keep an eye out for them. But either way, keep clearing west now, and our goal is to get back to the big tower Ethel Rethor on the coast. When you get there, talk to the NPC again on the north side to turn in the Scepter of Light and take the follow-up quest, the Book of the Ancients. When you have it, our next target will be northwest to the large island off the coast. It's a little bit of a swim, but there's 3 quests, so it's worth it.
That ability isn't ready yet.
When you approach the island, you should see a large white structure. We want to get on the island on the east side of that structure, so start killing the Naga to clear your way onto the land. The Naga here can actually hurt a bit. They are our level, so pull cautiously. The Sea Witches like to cast a blizzard. You don't need to interrupt it, just don't stand in it. As a warrior, you'll also start to notice something about Naga. They have a very high dodge chance and very low armor. What this means is fighting them will proc overpower a lot, meaning as warriors, we love Naga. They are so easy for us to kill. They are amazing grinding targets. If you ever feel the need to grind as a warrior, look for some Naga. We need a random drop off these Naga as well, the Carnitol Satchel, so kill them excessively until you get it. But our first target on the island is just east of that white structure. Under the trees there is a chest. Talk to the chest to turn and claim Rackmore's treasure. Then our secondary target will be on the north side, a big Medusa statue. When you interact with the statue, it will spawn a level 38 Naga, so make sure to clear around the statue as much as possible first. Be mindful that the oracles here will drop healing wards, so use the old hamstring a totem trick to keep them under control. Talk to the statue to summon Lord Kragaru. He doesn't do anything scary, so just hamstring kite him to death and loot the Book of the Ancients. When you've got those things done, all that's left is to make sure you kill the Naga for the Carnital Satchel, and once you've got it, get in the water and swim back south to the coast. On land, head up back to Ethel Rethor to the NPC. Turn in the quest Book of the Ancients, then head back east along the road. This time when the road dips south, we will follow it and go southward until we reach the Kodo graveyard. In the graveyard, we want to start looting Kodo bones for the bone collector. We also want to make our way to the west end of the Kodo graveyard and up the hill to get the quest Ghostoplasm Roundup. So grab the quest first, then move into the graveyard to loot the bones, clearing any carrion that get in your way. When you loot these Kodo bones, there's a chance a Kodo spirit will spawn and attack you. You can hamstring leash them or just kill them. Either works. Once you get all 10 bones, run east out of the graveyard until you find another goblin hut. Talk to Smeed here and take the quest Kodo Roundup. He'll give you a Kodo Combobulator, so take it and go back west to the Kodo graveyard. Use the Combobulator on any type of Kodo and bring it back to Smeed. In order to get quest credit, you have to talk to the Kodo once it reaches Smeed. So don't forget to talk to the Kodo once you bring it back, or you'll beat yourself up for wasting your own time. We need to do this 5 times for 5 Kodos, so just run back and forth to the graveyard and then back to Smeed until you get the quest done. Then turn it in.
Talk to me. Glad I could help.
And then we will be heading southeast away from the hut. Climb up the ridge until you start seeing Magrum Centaur. We need to kill a lot. I think it's like 75 or 80. Our goal is to get reputation, so it doesn't matter which ones you kill. You'll quickly realize which are easiest for your class to kill. For warriors, the Wrangler net sucks, the Wind Chasers also heal themselves, and the Storm Chasers cast Cyclone, but just step out of it and you are fine. I prefer going in the camps with the Maulers, but all of them are pretty easy for us at this level. We want to become neutral with the Gelkus clan Centaur, but in addition, we have 2 other things to do here. We need 15 Centaur ears to complete the quest Centaur Bounty, and we need to hit level 37 for the next few quests, as they're pretty tough. There's a good chance you are 37 already, or close to it, but if not, keep killing the Centaur until you ding 37 and complete Strange Alliance and Centaur Bounty. When these 3 goals are met, we will be heading west towards the Valley of Bones. The Valley of Bones is a pathway around the mountains to the south. The valley has 2 entrances, and we don't want to take the east entrance, we want to take the westernmost entrance so that we can complete Ghostoplasm. We also want to do down the Scarlet Path here. Make no mistake though, both of these quests are very hard to solo. Once you reach the western entrance to the valley, begin clearing the undead Ravagers and make your way southwards.
I can't do that. It's too far away.
I recommend against double pulling these guys. They are immune to bleeds and can hit pretty hard, and we need to kill 30 of them. So use hamstring kiting, and they are not particularly threatening. Just make sure not to aggro more than one and keep a clear area to hamstring kite. We want to avoid the Centaur here that run around the Necromancers, as they are extremely deadly for us by ourselves. So if you see someone else here doing these quests, definitely group up. While killing them though, we also want to do Ghostoplasm Roundup, and this quest is very difficult. It is a 4-star quest bordering on 5-star, but if you play smart, you can solo it without breaking a sweat. Ghostoplasm Roundup basically wants us to use the crate of ghost magnets that the quest giver gave us near the large bones in the southern section of the Valley of Bones. So, clear the Ravagers around that you have a decent amount of free room in the southern area. You need enough space around the crate that you can pull a mob and run pretty far away from the crate. Once you place the crate, a green spinny thing will start attracting Centaur ghosts. These ghosts will drop the Ghostoplasm, and we need 8 of them for the quest. There are 2 difficult factors for this quest. Number 1, the ghosts themselves are immune to bleeds. Hit hard and put a curse on you that sucks hard and lasts 15 minutes. We can only handle 1 ghost at a time. The second difficult factor is how the Centaurs spawn. The Centaur ghosts will appear randomly around the crate, drop, and move towards it, and lots of them will spawn in quick succession. When a Centaur spawns, it has a blue aura around it, and it is neutral. But once the Centaur gets to the spinny crate, its aura will change to green and it'll become aggressive. All of the green Centaurs will chain pull together, but the blue ones will not. So ideally, we will pull the first blue Centaur that we see, kill it, get our HP back up, and then try to pull another blue one without getting too close to the green ones. If the green ones aggro you, you will probably die. Once they stop spawning and they group up in one big patch of green Centaurs, we're just gonna ignore them and go back to killing Ravagers. Because we need to kill so many Ravagers here, we can grind around and keep the area clear until all of the Centaurs despawn, and you can even try to catch the last Centaur before he despawns when the rest of them are gone. Once they do all disappear though, you can go back, clear another area, drop the crates again, and attract a new batch of Centaur ghosts, and pull as many as you can. The method of pulling the blue ones can easily be messed up, and if you mess up, you're pretty much just gonna die. And if you are here alone and not wearing the big boy pants, you can skip it. But it should be doable for all classes. The added sucky factor of the Ghostoplasm quest is of course the drop rate on the Ghostoplasm is not 100%, and the ghosts themselves do not give any experience. The only reason I recommend not skipping it is because it's easily doable if you weave it into your Ravager kills. Since you've got to kill so goddamn many of these Ravagers anyways, you're going to be here for a while. But once you finish the Ghostoplasm Roundup and down the Scarlet Path, you can head out of the Valley of Bones and start traveling west. Stay to the south side of the mountains and eventually you'll reach Mannoroc Coven and start seeing demons. We need to start working on reagents for Reclaimer's Ink now. The Fellhound brains and nether wings we need are very easy to get. There are tons of succubi and tons of Fellhounds scattered around the Mannoroc Coven. What we need to target is the Doomwarder blood. The quest is deceptive. It makes you think all Felguards will drop this, when in fact only the Doomwarder captains drop the Doomwarder blood, and there are only about 6 Doomwarder spawns. 10 blood, 6 spawns, and not 100% drop rate. Good old classic World of Warcraft. We have to pass through Mannoroc Coven a few times though, and all of the Doom Warder captains spawn around this single white structure. So just memorize their spawn locations, kill every single one of the Doom Warder captains you can while they're up. Given the nature of their level and the level 40 nether sorks in between, it can take a while to just clear out the structure. So make sure you utilize line of sight on the sorceresses and watch out for their frost novas. Try to interrupt their frost bolts as they can hurt. If the place is being farmed, you can leave and come back to this quest in a bit, but we really want to do this quest now, as it has a really easy follow-up that grants a ton of experience if we can get it done. So anytime the warders are all dead, run around the area and kill the foulhounds and succubi until the warders respawn. Luckily their respawn timers aren't that long. While you are here, also keep an ear out for the goblin escort yells as they spawn very close to the Mannoroc Coven. And given the nature of this quest, you'll be here for a while, so there's a good chance you'll hear the caravan yelling for an escort. If you do hear it, go to the main road and then go west where you should find the goblins giving you the quest Gizelton Caravan. Accept it and then protect them as they begin to move east through the Mannoroc Coven. The escort has you encounter 3 groups of demons. They are generally just an Infernal, a Doom Warder, and a Nether Sorceress. You don't need to pull aggro off the caravan on purpose too fast, just watch their HP and help them dish out enough damage to kill the targets before they die. The Nether Sorceresses usually do the most upfront damage, but the Infernals also pulse AoE, so get rage, sweeping strikes, but make sure to watch your own HP, that's number 1. You'll get basically just 3 of these pulls. Private servers may have done this wrong. I'm not sure if these are the actual pulls that come on this escort. So just rinse and repeat until the caravan gets out of the coven on the east side. Honestly, the only real threat to this escort here is if you're on a PvP server and Wayward Horde decide to mess with you, as they have access to these escorts as well and might be mad if you take the quest and they can't do it. Once you get it done though, go back to killing demons until you complete Reagents for Reclaimers Inc. When you finish the reagents or get close to finishing it, we have a quest to turn in at the Gilkis Centaur, so make your way to the main road and follow it west. Past the fork until you start to see the Gilkis Centaur. The first tent south of the road should house Uthek the Wise. Turn in at her Strange Alliance and accept the follow-up quest Raid on the Kolkar. Your bags are probably crying right now, but cheer up, it's home time! Head back east to Mannoroc Coven, and this time around you need to finish off Reagents for Reclaimers Inc. as we won't be able to efficiently finish it otherwise. Then, when you've done that, head north out of Mannoroc Coven through the mountains towards the Kodo graveyard. On the west end of the graveyard, turn in Ghostoplasm Roundup.
What's up? Hurry back!
And if you did one of the caravan escorts, head east back to the Goblin Hut where we did Kodo Roundup. There you can turn in the caravan escort quest. Then make your way up north, up the cliff on the east side. Along the eastern mountains northward, you should eventually start seeing Centaur.
Too far away. I'm out of
From them, we need to get 10 crude charms. The drop rate is fairly high and they should die super easy, so just cleave them down quickly until you get all the 10 that you need. When you have them, go northwest towards that goblin hut. Turn in the quest The Bone Collector, and then we'll be on our way north back to Nigel's Point, finally.
Be good.
In Nigel's Point, turn in Centaur Bounty, then turn in the Carnital Shipwreck and accept the follow-up, turn in Reagents for Reclaimer Zink and take the follow-up, and then go up into the tavern, clear your bags. So good, it's better than sex, clearing your bags. Oh yeah! And then go up the stairs and turn in down the Scarlet Path and accept the follow-up quest of the same name. And that's it for Nigel's Point. Now the next two quests involve excessive travel. Some may recommend against doing them, but because we'll hit a quest drought pretty soon, we're gonna do them. We need to go all the way southwest back to Uthek the Wise to turn in crude charms. It's a huge distance to travel. If you simply walk there, you'll lose your leveling efficiently, but if you charge mobs and kill them and grind your way there without stopping your movement, it'll make it somewhat worth it for the big XP chunks you get at the end of the Yellow Brick Road. My reasoning for this being worth it is that when you grind, you are running in circles from mob to mob, so why not grind and just run mob to mob in a straight line instead? And then get these annoying quests done at the same time, you know? I'm trying to make myself feel better about traveling so much. And anyway, when you reach Uthek the Wise, turn in Raid on the Kolkar and accept the follow-up quest, Stealing Supplies. Then the next verse is the same as the first. We're going to grind and clear your way along the mountains or follow the road, making your way east back towards those Magrum Centaurs. You can clear through Mannoroc Coven to keep the experience flowing in, and when you get to the Magrum, we need to loot 6 bags of crude meat. The meat is scattered around the tents. If you are human, it's possible to get neutral with the Gelkus and still be unfriendly with the Magrums so they don't attack you, making this quest super duper easy. Otherwise, just clear the Magrum and search the tents until you get all the dried meat you need. Then one last time, this time put some feeling into it, just clear your way across Desolace back to Uthek the Wise.
out of range. Need more rage. Not ready.
You should be nearing level 38. Us warriors are ahead because of the Whirlwind Axe shenanigans, but no worries, you don't need to be level 38 yet. When you reach Uthek, turn in Stealing Supplies and accept the quest on Geku, then we are finally gonna hearth to Menethil Harbor. Yay, we did it! We're done with Desolace, woo! Back in Menethil, we're gonna clear our bags and then we're going to fly to Ironforge.
Need help?
In Ironforge, head into the Hall of Explorers and turn in Reagents for Reclaimers Inc. and the Carnital Shipwreck for big chunks of experience. And if you are level 38, you can head to your class trainer. At this time as a warrior, the only class skill we want to train is Pummel. You are most likely looking at your gold and worrying about your mount. We will get our mounts at level 43 in this guide, or I do at least. You may be ahead, you may be behind. And you might also be tempted to just start grinding for the money, but if you keep on questing, it's ideal as quests generally give big chunks of silver, and we won't have any more major travel sessions for a long time. And also, if you are not 38 yet, don't stress that, we will be back in Ironforge to train in a little bit. So once you've handled all your business in Ironforge, fly back to Menethil Harbor. In Menethil, hop on the boat to Theramore Isle. And when you get to Theramore, immediately take the flight to Gadgetzan in Tanaris. When you land in Gadgetzan, we're going to run right north into Thousand Needles into the Shimmering Flats. Make your way to the Mirage Raceway. When you get there, turn in parts for Cravel, accept delivery to the gnomes, turn that in nearby as well, then go back to Cravel and take the quest to the Rumor Monger. Then go east and turn in Goblin sponsorship. Accept the follow-up 18th pilot and turn that in nearby for Razorik's tweaking. And that's all we needed to do here, so we will run back to Gadgetzan. When you get back to Gadgetzan, we are going to take a flight to Theramore Island, where we will be getting on with Dustwallow Marsh. If you are a bit behind, don't stress it. Our required level right now is only 37. We only need to be 38 by the end of Dustwallow Marsh. And we'll be starting that in the next part of the guide. So for now, that's the end of part 10. I will see you guys and continue on in part 11. Until then, I am booping out. Boop.